Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MLG Spring Arena 2, and we've got a fantastic match coming up for you. My name is Total Biscuit.
And I'm Diapollo.
Stephano versus Hart, the guy who does so well at MLG, versus one of two foreigner hopes again. What is it with Stephano and Grubby? They have such a history together, and they always end up progressing so far in tournaments together.
And now they're fighting hand in hand in the bracket. And there's the winner bracket, by the way. Polt versus Violet is the up there of the semi-finals, round 4.
Yep.
And then we're casting the Hart versus Stephano. Stephano having a great run so far, but likewise for Hart, taking out Huck and Nori. And now a very difficult challenge for Hart going up against, you know, the best foreigner in StarCraft 2 and best non-Korean.
The guy who's dropped only one map in this entire tournament thus far, which was in winners bracket round 1 against Ryung in an incredible series. Hart seems to know how to win, though.
Yeah.
People do criticize players that like to all in, that like to cheese, like to get really aggressive when necessary, maybe take a bit of a gamble, and it doesn't really matter because all that matters is results. Hart consistently gets them. Time and again, he knows something other people don't seem to. But Stephano was always known as the ZVT monster. More of a ZVP specialist now, but I would still not underestimate him after seeing him against Ryung.
65% win rate for both of these guys.
Couldn't be more even, man.
Nice match. The first map is going to be Shakur's Plateau. Let's get this underway.
Oh, yes. Looking forward to this one. Without question, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Team Complexity in the red trunks, playing Terran to the southwest of this, the Shakuras Plateau. It is Hart versus his opponent in the blue trunks, playing Zerg to the southeast. It's Millennium Stephano.
You know, Stephano has not really had that good results with an MLG. He finished 18th at Orlando last year, and then, 40th and 47th, weirdly, at the championship in 2012.
Very far back.
Yeah, that's actually incredible, actually looking at that on paper. But Hart is a guy that surprised the entire team at MLG, surprised every viewer watching at the championship, the Winter Championship, managed to finish 3rd place. That is an incredible feat.
It is, considering the lineup that he's been up against. He has been thrown into the fire time and again to be tested, to be forged, and to be tempered. And it's blindingly obvious that he knows what he's doing, and he's going to open it up with a perfectly positioned proxy barracks down at the bottom here.
Yeah, it just misses the Overlord, or the Overlord misses the Barrack Scout,
Indeed
should I say. A little bit confusing there for Stephano. It was quite an early barracks, and it looks like we are going to have a second one coming down here on the natural location. Stephano is a player, of course, is going to open up 15 hatch, and usually, not all the time, usually he will increase the drone production past the standard 15. That's something we have to look at now. You know, he's gone up to 16 already. If he goes 17, things could get very scary right now. He's looking across the SCV line of the base. He can see that, 2 SCVs are missing. Stephano will look at that fine detail, and of course, will throw down the spawner pool immediately.
Yep, so he's figured it out even though he hasn't necessarily seen it yet as a result of those tiny little details. But even then, can he hold this kind of pressure?
Well, let's find out, because it may get a lot more difficult depending on if SCVs come, if a couple of bunkers come to aid this out as well. Stephano already pulling a drone down. And is actually just going to drone scout here and just see if there are Marines streaming across, which is extremely smart to do. The Overlord on its way. Stephano going to immediately start that. And actually, the drone does not see any Marines yet. Sees another SCV, though. Stephano knows it's coming now. He will pull drones immediately, and he pulls quite a lot of drones.
And he's going to have to pull quite a lot of drones. What choice does he have? Otherwise, horrible things will start to happen. And here we go, folks. Bunker is down for Complexity. Hart. Stephano pulling a huge amount of drones, only using a couple to push that SCV away. Plenty of SCVs brought by Hart as well, and a curious little brawl going on now in the center of the map, which Stephano is currently winning.
And he can come back now. Lings are on the way. He doesn't want to take too many losses with his drones here. He does return back now. Lings are about to pop Spine and Queen on the way, and Stephano picks off another SCV there. Great micro, sees one red health. There are the Lings. This is shut down, and Hart gets thrown back, and Stephano, despite losing mining time, is in a comfortable position to hold this.
It's almost insulting for Stephano, isn't it? You're 2-raxing me, really? Absolutely not. He shuts it down with great vengeance and furious anger. And Hart driven all the way back to his base. He's going to end up losing every single one of those Marines by the looks of it. Reinforcements come in from the side. That will not be enough, and he's going to get ripped apart as well for his trouble. A nice start here for Stephano, not so great for Hart.
Yeah, great micro there by Stephano, pulling the red health Ling back to make sure it can't get targeted down, and now he's going to force a lift up off this barracks. Well, he's going to try and get another Marine out here. He's got just about enough Marines to hold on to this. Stephano is building drones behind, will want to get that secondary queen up any second now as well. And command center's coming down, which Stephano, of course, has eyes upon on that natural.
Indeed. A couple of extra workers killed by Stephano than were killed by Hart there, although things were at least about equal until that large round of drones ended up coming down. Now the expansion comes in here for Hart, and things looking solid for Stephano, honestly. A little bit of map control being taken by Hart for the moment, but what can he really expect to actually get from that? Not a huge amount, and we're seeing a double expand here from Hart. A third command center coming down immediately to try and play catch-up.
And Stephano still hasn't got a secondary queen yet, which is a little bit interesting there. It's now finally started to come down. He has taken gas too. Very interested to see if Stephano will build roaches. This is something Stephano does a lot for aggressive and defensive purposes here. A roach warren added on now is almost kind of saying, hey, you're in checkmate right now, want to end the game. And, you know, roaches spread across is a very risky thing, but it's something Stephano likes to do a lot here. But he definitely needs to get eyes on that third base. Remember, that's something that we see which Stephano does not.
Indeed, and it's a crucial gambit often taken by Terran that end up behind. The third CC, much more common these days than it used to be. Terran likes to get nice and greedy, but at this point, it's not like he really had much of a choice. He had to do something because he was already heavily behind in the work account after that failed 2-Rax attack early on.
Yeah, and Stephano knows he's ahead right now. He's got a couple of choices to make: Macro Hatch, Double Evolution Chambers, or Roach Warren coming down. I've no idea why we're watching that flying thing, which is absolutely hilarious.
It's beautiful.
There's two of them mating in the air.
I
Love
can show
is in the
you
air.
the world. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah, back to the game though. Marine on the third base, of course, checking that out, making sure there's nothing down. Roach Warren has been put down, and that's the spider sense, the feeling I had of Stephano. And yes, there is the Baneling nest.
There we go.
Stephano says, you 2-Rax me, I Roach Baneling you.
Roach Baneling, yes indeed. And that should be extremely effective against Hart's composition, who once again is really behind in terms of tech. Needless to say, of course, where would he get the tech from? Needs to get his Marine count high enough to deal with it. Stim now only just starting at the almost 9-minute mark, very late indeed, and a Roach Baneling bust could very easily deal horrendous damage to Hart at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually very difficult to deal with without having a third command center, but with having a third command center, which we see Hart does, this is, you know, almost impossible to actually hold. And as bleak as that looks for Hart, it's as honest as I can give you right now. Stim is, what, a minute away, a minute and a half away.
Not a single Marauder on the field.
No Marauder, factory halfway. Bunker's coming down now as he knows it's coming, as he's seen units streaming across, but oh my god, is Hart in trouble.
Yeah, he is about to get murdered by the looks of it. It's going to take some serious gumption to hold this off. Stephano already with a massive supply lead, needless to say. He doesn't know about the third yet. He's going to find out very shortly, but it looks like he's just going to try and bust his way through. It's going to be costly to do it with those 3 barracks falling off.
And Stephano had a message to only blow the doors off these barracks, but he's not. He's actually going to blow the entire thing up. And
or
oh my
he
God,
could just walk past it. That would work as well. That's going to save him a hell of a lot of Banelings.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's one way.
Yeah, the Roaches go single file to hide their numbers, and Baneling detonations crash in on Hart's defenses. And he's just going to walk in and, by the looks of it, take the game. Hart doesn't have anything to stop this.
Yeah, this is pretty much checkmate here. There's the Club Banshee possible follow-up coming, but Stephano doesn't care about such things. And
indeed, a nice, easy start for Stephano. Admittedly, it doesn't look it. He looks actually rather stressed, considering the 2-Rax aggression was very well held there by him, and his follow-up was just what he needed. The funny thing is, he goes through that entire game without ever scouting the third base.
And, you know, Stephano is the foreigner hope. Yep. It's as simple as that, guys. He's the one that carries the flame towards the light at the end of the tunnel at every single tournament, and has to battle Korean after Korean, and he's doing it once again here and taking the lead. What are your thoughts on that, JP?
I mean, Stephano could have played the game like this, and it probably would have been the same outcome. He seemed so calm in that match, so collected, did everything right. Almost laughable there with the proxy racks opening from Hart, with how easily Stephano defended it, with just basically drones. And he didn't even lose that many drones to begin with. They were controlled so damn well that the lings that he forced out weren't even needed at that point because the spine crawler was up. Stephano really looking good right now in this tournament.
Yeah, and something to keep in consideration too, pulling that many drones is actually, it can be dangerous if your opponent just backs off and leaves. But the thing is, though, JP, is that he brought a lot of SCVs. So Stephano had already made the executive decision to pull SCVs. Guys, you are going, no matter what, you are going. But it played in his favor, of course, because of all those SCVs were there, and it kind of paid its due there.
Exactly, because otherwise you lose a ton of mining time in the process, and that's why a lot of people actually go for a little bit of a fake out, and they just put this little light pressure on to force an overcommitment, which will never happen when you've got Stephano in the mix. All right, folks, we're about ready to get on into Game 2, which is going to be on the SV Cloud Kingdom.
Yes, a nice map for both of these guys. Pretty balanced overall, can really swing either way. And of course, the game is now loading. Stephano currently leading in the winner bracket semi-finals. Is he going to the winner bracket finals? Is Hart going?
Well, not if he plays like that. We're going to have to see something a little bit different coming out from Hart here. Stephano looking dominant at this stage. Still doesn't want to drop another map to a Terran player. Let's see if